I'm so fucking nervous, bro. Every time I watch beauty gurus and they're like, I'm so nervous. I'm like, you're sitting in front of a camera. And like, I'm so nervous right now. Like, look, my knee's up. This is gonna be my first attempt. If it's bad, it's bad. But at least I'm living my childhood dreams. And my boyfriend is in the back helping me. Thanks, babe. I'm sweating. Like, my mustache sweat right now. Like, how am I gonna bake, bro? Like, my face is wet. So, I decided for my first video, I'm going to do like a get ready with me style. I don't really want to do a tutorial yet because first of all, I don't really feel like I'm good enough for a tutorial yet. And second of all, I'm not really happy with my setup. And I feel like with a tutorial, I would really want to have like a good setup I'm like confident with. Let's put my Hot Topic headband on I got in middle school. Look at my bangs. They're like, hey. They're like, hey, YouTube. I look like a chicken. All right, let's rock with it. This is gonna be like a need like full face beat look. So if you're like following along and you like genuinely want to take tips from this video, this isn't gonna be like an everyday sort of makeup look. This is more like you're going like special occasion and you need like longevity and you need coverage. So I'm actually gonna try a new primer in this video. Oh my god, this has been sitting in my car and it's like
goop.
It's like weird. Bro, did I bake this? Let's go with it.
Yeah,
I mean, like I have other primers I'm more confident with. Oh, okay, I guess it looks fine. I'm like a primer, like, I love primer. Like, I won't let makeup touch my face without primer. Eyeshadow primer, that's like, if you don't put eyeshadow primer on your eyes, you're like begging your eyeshadow not to last. Like, you're literally putting on your eyeshadow and going, please don't last on my eyeballs. Please crease all over the place. Bro, I didn't even like do my eyebrows. Like, I look like a woolly mammoth. I'm like, hey, watch my video, and I'm like a woolly mammoth. Like, okay, so while the primer sets, because I do like to let it set for a few minutes, I'm going to put on eye primer. So I put like a little amount. This is the Urban Decay shadow primer. This is that shit. Like, this is that work. And I like to bring it under the eyes. I have like dry skin, so I like to put primer underneath, so when you get those like scaly reptile under eyes, it doesn't look as bad. I'm blind, so I'm like this in my mirror when I do my makeup, like, okay. And then what I do is, this is super important. This is like my tip of all tips. When you put eyeshadow primer on, it leaves a really tacky surface. Set it with like a face setting powder. So this way when you blend your eyeshadow over it, it's not like tacky, so they won't like blend really splotchy, your shadows, because then they'll like drag if it's not set. All right, the foundation I'm gonna use, which everyone and their mom like hates, like everyone I work with at Ulta is like, this is the worst foundation in existence. It's like my favorite. It's just Bare Minerals Original. Like, this is slept on, but I love it. And I just use like an angled kabuki because it's like super dense, and I like that I can like buff it in because it is loose. So what I do is, oh my god, I'm shaking. This is the shade Fair. I'm the lightest shade. Like, I'm like trying to act like I might be the second lightest shade. Like, I'm the lightest shade. Don't get it twisted. Okay, I like tap it into my lid. And what I do is I like load up my brush and then I swirl it like in the container. I don't know why, this is just what I do. And I just like to, in a swirling motion, press it into my skin. The reason I love this foundation so much is with the right amount of product, it's like really good natural coverage. And it's also really natural looking. I have like a hatred for foundation that like doesn't look like skin. I really like how it looks on my nose. I never like how foundation looks on my nose. I'm not even going anywhere today. Are we going anywhere? Like, am I just like beating the shit out of my face to like go sit in a corner? So I'm happy with this. It's like a medium coverage. It just looks like skin. Like, I don't know why this is so slept on. Let's like not pretend for a second I'm not gonna use Tarte Shape Tape, because like, what other concealer exists, honestly? So we're gonna use some Shape Tape. This is a little sponge. You're making so much noise. Like, am am I gonna have to commit domestic abuse if you're gonna continue this behavior?
I'm sorry.
I got this little sponge in like a 3-pack from Primark for like literally $3.50. It's so good. It's like amazing. So I like to use this for my concealer. And let me get my baking powder ready. Coty Airspun, bro. It's the full coverage translucent powder. I don't know how it is full coverage and translucent. It just is. And it's so good to bake with. Load your shit up. Can you curse on YouTube? You can curse on YouTube, right? Okay. Guess what shade I am? Fair. Okay, so here's how I like to apply it. I like to, because you get a lot on the brush, I like to apply it where I get redness and where I want a little more coverage. So I get redness around my nose. So around the mouth, because for some reason I like to just get redness there. On my chin for a little highlighting, and then this is what I do under the eyes. I'm not really into like the girls on Instagram and what they do where they put like 20 pounds of like concealer under their eye and blend it out. I just don't think that ever looks good on my skin. Whatever works for you, bitch. So I like to take the fat side, blend out, and this is for like highlighting my chin. I feel like it just brings my chin forward. What is that? And then I like to do here, because I get a lot of redness on the side there. I don't know why. Do you know why? Maybe not. I guess I'll have to contact my local dermatologist. So just squish that bitch in. When I do the under eyes, my under eyes crease so fucking quick. I do this weird thing where I won't look down so it won't crease, and then I'm like trying to bake. Like, you're gonna see this is gonna look so ugly. Okay, so what I do is I tap it, I bring it down because I do like to kind of highlight the top of my cheek, and then I make sure to get that inner corner. I do have really blue tone dark circles, so I would like to get a like peach concealer, but money's tight, bitch. Like, I haven't been getting hours. So Shape Tape's full coverage enough where I don't really need to correct. So I'm gonna bake that now. I just take a lot of powder and get right up to the eyeball. I'm gonna put a little more on. I want a little light. I put like a little extra dabberoony doony. Anyone who was gonna subscribe just decided not to, bro. Alright, bake quick before my under eyes decide to crease into oblivion. And then I get these horrible laugh line creases, and I have this friend and he likes to like call them out, and it makes me super self-conscious. So because of him, I like to bake my laugh lines. Even though no matter what you do, bitch, your laugh lines will appear. And then, because I get a lot of upper lip sweat, I like to bake my upper lip. So ugly. Here I go, baking my upper lip. All right, let's do some eyebrows. Now let's do some eyebrows. Okay, so this is a good story. It's really not that good. It's actually, I'm just gonna talk and no one's really gonna care. But, so I was going on vacation and I left like almost all my essential makeup at my boyfriend's house the night before. And I left my Anastasia brow powder duo and like all my brow shit, and so I had to like rebuy stuff because I was going on vacation like the next day. So I decided to get this Wet n Wild like brow, why did I hold that like that? This Wet n Wild brow kit. I like it better than the Anastasia. Like, the Anastasia's pigmented and all, but this is like a brow powder stain. Like, I don't know what they did over at Wet n Wild. They're always making dreams come true at Wet n Wild. All right, so to do my brows, here's what I use. Okay, my brows are like the cheapest, most like balling on a budget brow routine, except when I used to use Anastasia. So this is an old spoolie from mascara I hated. I use that to brush on my brows. Okay, so brush them out. I've never had my brows professionally done, so if they look whack, you know why. This is an Essence liner brush, $1.99. I love it for my eyebrows. This is like $4.99 from Wet n Wild. This is the only brow gel I will ever buy. It's the e.l.f. Clear Brow Duo Shade. It's $1. It literally cements your eyebrows down. Like, I would never, ever, ever buy another brow gel. Put that on my set. I hate myself. Okay, so I take the darkest color. And like, it's really like creamy. Like, it's good. And then what I like to do is draw a straight line on the bottom, straight line on the top, fill it in, and then when I go to the front of the brow, I do like a sideways blending motion to have that like almost like ombre to make it look like a little more natural. So I'm not gonna talk while I do this. Like, I would feel like an asshole making like an eyebrow tutorial. It's like a first grader could do their eyebrows the way I do it.
People can use tips though.
I'm sorry, I don't remember telling you you're allowed to speak, and you must be confused. So we go to the front of the brow, and like when I go to the front of the brow, I don't always pick up more product because it's like really pigmented, this stuff, and I want it to be natural. So I'm literally gonna hold the brush sideways and like and that's how I do my eyebrow. Like, sometimes I'll go in like a little darker, like I'm gonna pick up a little more product and just kind of right here darken it like a little bit, and like along the top, just to like get it more defined. But like, that's how I do my brow. And like the other eyebrow, like you always know like when you do your eyeliner on one eye and you like fuck it up on the other, and like you do one brow well and then you fuck it up on the other. This is the fuck up brow. Like, this is the brow that like, she's rebelling. She's got something against society and she's taking it out on my eyebrows. Santa Claus, can you keep the jangling down? Where are you going, bro? Where are you going? Crickety skippy. I talked shit and my eyebrow was like, no, fuck you, I'll look good today. She cooperated. I like do super light, naturally goodness on the front. Let's do the brow gel. Wow, my brows like cooperated today. They were like, oh, we're on film. Got it. I just take the clear brow gel. I don't do any like comb up type of business just because my brow hair is like really weird. I'm like, I don't like browns and neutral and natural colors. Like, I like rainbows and greens and pinks and reds, so that's what I do. Honestly, I think I'm gonna use my BH Cosmetics Take Me Back to Brazil. I love me some Take Me the Fuck Back to Brazil. It's literally just a neon, super neon palette. It's not the best quality shadows. They're not chalky, they're just like not buttery, but they have good pigment and they're really good to blend. Like, you can blend them. And the pigment's like good. Sometimes you have to build it up, but they blend nice, and like out of everything, that's what I prefer the most. All right, so I'm gonna bring in the Lorac Pro palette, first one. This is my shit. This is like, if you don't have this, what are you doing? And I'm gonna take the white shade. Oh my God, I hate that. I'm actually gonna mix the white and the cream because this is like a pigmented ass eyeshadow, and like sometimes it's just too white. Like, I don't like it. So I'm gonna pat that all over my lid. Again, mix the cream and the white. So basically when you mix these two colors together, you're getting like a bright cream. Now I'm gonna take the Morphe Y19 brush. It's like a really good fluffy blending brush. And I'm going to take this purple, and we're just gonna put that in the crease. Look, I'm basically doing like a really undefined purple cut crease in no liner. Okay, now I'm gonna take a much more defined blending brush. This is the Morphe E17, and I'm going to take a deeper purple. It's basically like the same purple, but darker. And I'm gonna define that more into my crease. When working with color, I like to work in layers. I like to start with my lightest shades, put that all the way on, and then build with deeper shades. The reason I do that just makes blending look easier and it looks better. It's like a really easy way to look like you've blended so much better than you did. And then I just blend those 2 shades together. So we just doing purple cut creases out here. It's fine. If it's what you're into. And I like to switch between the brushes. I like to alternate. This is if I'm trying to pack on crease color. This is if I'm trying to blend it out. If you're not great at eyeshadow, invest in good blending brushes. That's like the pro tip. I'm gonna go back into the pro one. I'm gonna take a more like packing shadow brush. And then I'm gonna just take just white. I don't love how the lid came out. I kind of do just want white on there. And I'm gonna pack it. And this time when you're packing, make sure that you get a nice harsh line between your crease purple shade and the lid shade. And that's just like an easy cut crease. You can see it's like a really harsh line between like my crease shade and my lid shade. That's important because that's what's gonna give you like that cut crease look. This is like if I'm like in a rush but I still want to look like presentable, this is like the perfect look, and you can just interchange it with whatever shades you see fit. I got this NYX Vivid Brights cream color and it's actually really fucking good, so we gonna use that today. So going back into the Take Me Back to Brazil palette, I'm going to take on a pencil brush. This is the Sigma E30. It's just like your super standard pencil brush. Oh, before I go into the lash line, I'm going to wipe the bake away because how you gonna work on your lash line when there's bake there? I'm really big on like longevity, like I said, so I bake, set, prime, everything I do. So I'm going to take my NYX Stay Matte But Not Flat powder on this e.l.f. powder brush. I love this brush. I like that it's flat so I can kind of just pack on powder. And this is gonna go all over my face to set the rest of my face. And the coverage is real nice right now, baby. Look at me. Freckles who? Freckles where? Alright, so I'm gonna take the lighter purple shade. I'm just gonna take a pencil brush and run that under my lash line. Closer to the lash line, I'm going to take a much darker purple. Okay! I'm gonna do mascara next. This is my favorite mascara in the universe. It is the Essence I Heart Eye Extreme Crazy Volume Mascara. It's like $4. It's just amazing. Like you're about to see some I Heart Extreme lashes. Like literally look at the difference. Like this is $4 and it's like super black. I just love it. It stays like all day and it like separates, volumizes, lengthens. Like I love this mascara and it's $4. Need I say more? Ugly ass face every bitch makes when she's putting on her mascara. I'm just gonna do one more layer. Do I still look like a chicken? Okay, so this is what we're gonna do for the lower lash line. This is some shit ass brush I brought from Primark. It's not a bad crease brush. It's actually kind of a nice crease brush, but the liner brush is like super average, but it works really good for this. So, ooh, took too much. So I'm gonna take this lavender pigment and put it in my lash line. I actually really like how this wears on the lash line. It stayed in my lash line. Like I put it on for a concert. I was sweating, dying, dehydrating, and I came home that night like 6 hours later. It was still perfectly there. And I don't have purple mascara, but I actually am going to load up my brush and rub this in my lower lash mascaras. My lower lash line. I wore this the other night and it lasted on my waterline and my lower lashes all night. Like, it's basically mascara. Like, it's so good. Now, okay, and I'm gonna put one more layer in my waterline just to kind of set the layer. Pixie Woo once told me once upon a time that they like to set their waterline with 2 layers of eyeliner, and if Pixie Woo says it's true, it's just facts. It's science, it's physics, algebra. It's a liberal arts education. I wish I could shut up. Okay, so that's the eye look. Yeah. Okay, now we're gonna do my face. For contour, this is my favorite contour shade of all time. I like looking pale, so you best believe we skipping bronzer and going right to contour. This is NYX blush in taupe. Like, girl, it is like the most gray tone brown contour shade you can find on my Real Techniques contour brush. And we gonna carve ourselves out a cheek. Okay, this is how I use it. This is how I contour. I find the hollow of my cheek and I almost go like a little above that. So when it blends, it like sinks in my cheek more and it doesn't go below that like natural contour line. Because if it goes below, it just looks really messy. Okay, I take my same brush and I pinch it. I go way too heavy on the nose contour because that's just what I like to do in my free time. I'm going to use my favorite blush in the universe. I like don't buy a lot of makeup frequently. Okay, that's a lie. Like, I definitely buy a lot of makeup. But there's like some staples in my collection. Like, I already have a favorite blush, so I just don't buy a lot of blush. Like, I haven't bought a blush in years. Okay, so this is the Urban Naked Flushed Contour Highlight Blush Trio thing. And this is, I bought this, literally, this was so long ago. I bought this before they had any of the other shades. So I guess this is I think this one's called Naked. I love this blush. It goes on like matte and it's just like on pale skin. It's everything. And I'm using like a duo fiber blush brush from Coastal Scents. It's just such a good natural blush shade. It goes with everything. It's like that type of blush you put it on, you're like, I look healthy. For highlight, I'm gonna use the Makeup Revolution Beyond Radiance palette. Alone, I don't love this. It's too subtle, but I take my Wet n Wild highlight and contour stick. I take the highlight side, take that same brush or sponge I did my concealer with, load up the base of the sponge with it, dab it on the top of my cheek so it gets a tacky base. So I just put that on my top of my cheeks and bridge of my nose. Oh my god, I took off my headband and my bangs are like, let's just sit straight up. Like, let's just not do what bangs do. And I'm like, but bangs, this is what you're supposed to do. So we're just gonna, my hair's so bad. Okay, we're gonna lean with it, rock with it. Let's just put this on YouTube for people to say. It's not like anyone's gonna watch this, so I don't know what my anxieties are about. Okay, so I put that highlight down, the cream highlight, and the reason I like it is because if you see it actually kind of highlights really well on its own, but I'm just eating a hair. When you put these really subtle highlighters that don't really show up on their own on top of it, the tacky surface really grabs onto the powders, and I really like the way they look. So I'm going to take this pinkish one because it's like pinky purple, and they look very just like this like natural, like not natural because it's like purple, but just this really subtle glow. And it's different because I'm not like really into highlight anymore. Like, not that I'm not into it, but like I'm so over like needing like the world's most like electric highlight. So that's done. Face is done. When it comes to lips, I usually just like keep an arsenal of lipstick in my purse and pick that as I'm in the car driving. It's totally not what I should tell people I do. I don't drive and put on makeup. So let's go in my bag. And let's see what lipstick I want to wear with this look. This is like my go-to lipstick, honestly. I'm like acting like I don't know I'm gonna pick this one. This is the Wet n Wild Liquid Catsuit and Nudie Patootie. This is the type of lipstick, it's like super nude. Like there's like no life in this lipstick. So you need to have kind of like your face done in beat. Like this is not a lipstick I would throw on. Like if you don't have like color and contour and blush done, you'll just look dead. It makes my lips look like really like, somehow it makes my lips look really like full, almost like swollen. Wet n Wild, like, I don't know what they've done this year, but they just stepped the fuck up. Okay, so it's obvious, like my hair looks bad. And then what I would finish this look with, which I'm not gonna use because it's really expensive and I'm trying not to use it all up. But if I was going to work, I was wearing this makeup for like the rest of the night, I would use the Urban Decay All Nighter Spray. I have only amazing things to say about this spray. If you've never used setting spray before, get this one. I'll put like my face on in the morning and at night, like my face will still be there. Like contour, blush, highlights still there. And those are like the first to go. So this is the final look. Like why do I have to look like Coconut Head's mom all the time? Like that's who I am. But yeah, this is the finished look. So like I said, this is basically like all the tips and techniques I have if you need your makeup to last you like a while. This is the type of eye look that you can replace it with much more nude colors, and it's really flattering and simple, easy, anyone can do. So yeah, this wasn't really a tutorial, it was more like, let's get ready together. Thanks for watching. Be a doll. Hit that subscribe. That'd be cool. Like, write in the comments. Be like, fuck you, Jess. Like, or don't do that. So yeah, I don't really know how else to end this. Bye.